What's up, guys? It's Axeman87, and they told me to write an intro for this segment, and I didn't. What's up, Cam?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Game 2 here today. Once again, I'm Camcom, joined by Axeman87. I'm sorry about Wi-Fi Game 1 Go Boom. There wasn't even NAR. Wait, there was a NAR in the game. I think NAR bars control my Wi-Fi. We figured this out in mid-lane
Yeah.
last night. Whenever NAR bar gets full and then expires, my Wi-Fi just follows it. It's amazing how it works every time, right? But Lotus, absolute showing in game one, right? I mean, I unfortunately didn't get
Yes.
to watch the last 5 or 10 minutes. I don't even know how long it went, but I saw on the sheet they won, so that was to be expected after the early game that they did have. Now going in game two, Lotus will be taking blue side going into draft here as well. Any picks, any bans? How do you expect this draft to change here in game two?
So it's funny you say that, Cam, because in those last 5 minutes were probably the best minutes of the game for Degenerates. They had some fantastic
Of
picks
course.
and used that late game pick potential to their advantage, and it was unfortunate. I think the reason Lotus won this game was because that Caitlyn was able to get a pick off onto the Kale around the Baron pit. Just as Kale had hit level 16. If Kale was allowed to free hit in those team fights, I think Degens win. Honestly, when it got to that late in the game and when Degenerates got that Kale online, had that Lucian super big, and Hotsmores was really strong at that point. It was a very, very close game, and they kind of like just coin flipped on this one play around Baron where that Kale got picked off, and there was a nice engage from Lotus, and that was it. But right up to that point, it was kind of like, Degenerates could actually win this one, especially since Lotus didn't have that Ocean Soul quite yet, right? They just had the 3 Ocean Dragons stacked up. But going into this game, to answer your question, draft adaptations, I think that was best case scenario for Degenerates. I think they need to do something similar. Draft for early game, draft for those early bottom side skirmishes, and try to look for success in that way.
Yeah, I actually really liked Degenerates early game, right? Because they got behind a little bit in terms of kills, but in dragons and objectives, they were keeping ahead mostly throughout the first 15 to 20 minutes up until the gold lead really did start to take its tolls, and it just became a game of wallets, right? But still, in terms of early game macro, I really think Degenerates played it really well for how poorly the gold lead was going in their favor, as I believe we have one jungler and one support locked in here, that being the Amumu support, as he is still not yet nerfed with that double Q buff to himself, making him a much powerful support than he was. It is, of course, now a flex pick for support in jungle, but I am expecting it to actually be going support.
Yeah, it's a crazy pick right now. Amumu is so strong, and seeing Degenerate spawn go for this makes me really happy because this is what we were talking about, right? That early game skirmish potential. Amumu has it, whether he's in the jungle or in the support role, setting up at ultimate around big neutral objectives is exactly what you want to be playing through if you're this team. They follow with the Kiana, lots of roam potential. I like it. It's a difficult champion to pull off. But I think at this elo, at this level of play, they can probably do it, right? I mean, even at the lower end of this league, we're still talking about Diamond Plat players, and Kiana, not the hardest champion, it's just an assassin.
Yeah, not the hardest champions. It's not like you have to like pick an element and then know how that element works and then how it works with all this other crazy abilities in your combo right now. It's a real easy champion, I gotta say. It's up there next to Amumu and Morgana levels of easy, obviously, as Morgana is locked in here, surprisingly not banned away. She was banned away in the second phase by Lotus here in game one, and now they get to pick it with a Lilia. Lilia B1 is a pretty big power move, I have to say. Lilia requires a draft built around her. It requires a lot of other CC that is easy to land, and then Lilia can get a pretty easy 5-minute sleep on top of it for that extra AP damage, right? But she's not a champion that, like, similar to Kale, that you can just slot into a draft. You really have to do build around it, as Morgana matched with the Caitlyn, very classic bot lane, very oppressive bot lane, and a potential misfortune Amumu bot lane to match it.
That's very strong. I mean, I made the point once, I'll make it 1,000 times tonight. Exactly what they want, right? Fighting around the early game. But to build on your point about Lilia, I think this is Lilia top. I think this is a flex pick. I think there's no other reason to first pick blue side Lilia other than to flex at top and try to get a better matchup for your jungler. I think you're right about Amumu support. I think Lotus are a little bit more hesitant about it. They want to feel it out and try to see if they can get a good jungle matchup here. So I think both sides are really playing with these jungle flexes and trying to see what they can get in the second half of the draft. These second halves are coming through no jungle bans. So both sides just calling each other's bluffs right now.
Yeah, Degen's banning both of the solo laners that we saw in game one. One of them for themselves there as well, but
Yeah.
Silas, JVL and that Silas absolutely mad, and absolutely cracked on that champion as Degen's do just to pick up set there for themselves in the top lane. Very safe pick. Doesn't really matter if it is a Lilia top or Lilia
Yeah.
jungle now, just because Set should win that 2v2, whether it is a Mumu or another jungle with himself as well.
Yeah, Set wins that lane. Lily is okay into Set, especially pre-6 because she has so much mobility. But once you get into that 6 range, especially, I mean, if this is in a Mumu jungle, Lily's not going to be too good up top side. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to see as we move in through here.
Ooh.
Sion, that's got to go top, right? So I would expect that to go top anyway. We'll see what this last pick is for Lotus, but that locks in Lily jungle for me, and I don't like it, Cam. I don't like it into a Mumu. I don't like it in general. I think it's a relic of a jungle meta that was built on clear speed, and that jungle meta just doesn't exist anymore. Now when you have champions like Talon and Zed that have 3-minute clears, Kane is a fantastic jungler right now, can out clear any jungler. Having a good clear speed is just a prerequisite to being a good jungler, and it's not necessarily unique or like good or amazing or anything like that. Akshan hovered.
Yeah, I do agree. Lilia, when she was first released, her entire kit was
Wow.
built around being this like ridiculously fast clear jungler, right? Like she
Yeah.
had the fastest clear in the game, as most junglers do on first release, right? But still, she held it for a very long time, and she held it as her entire champ identity. And now that she's lost that fastest clear timer, she's lost that majority of her champ identity, which makes her, like you're saying, a much better laner because she can still absolutely dominate lanes depending on the matchup. It's just in the jungle, her clear speed not as good as it used to be. It is going to be matched by I guess it's a Mumu
Kiana.
jungle,
No, I think
Kiana
it's gonna be
jungle.
Kiana jungle. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Oriana mid, set top, with the Kiana jungle. You can make the argument for Kiana top, set jungle there. At the end of the day, we'll have to see what spawn are going for here, but I think it's gonna be Kiana jungle.
Yeah, maybe. I was gonna mention it when Kiana was first picked. I was gonna be like, if this was when Kiana first was released, then you could have picked your flex jungle mid, but you
Yeah,
can't really do that anymore. And
no.
then there they go doing it for me in the game too, right? It's like people they pick champions just to troll us. It's like we're gonna pick a Mumu. Does he go mid lane? Does he go bot lane? Does he go jungle? You'll never know, right? As Kiana locked in here for jungle, if there was a jungler to match Lilia's clear speed, it would probably be Kiana. She doesn't have a particularly slow clear speed. It is just a very heavy mana drain clear speed. She can't full clear very easily without a blue buff, so it is expected that she will start blue buff for herself. And then early ganks not really existed for this champion. She has to land a water CC, and if she doesn't, then she just kind of has to walk away and wait till she's level 6 when she has a much easier CC to land.
And that's one of the reasons I bring up like set jungle or the possibility of this being like set support a Mumu jungle, is that Kiana jungle is just real bad. Unless they change something I didn't see on a patch note or something, it's not like super playable. So yeah, I don't know why they locked that in. Really, the existence of Kiana and Oriana in the same draft is what's messing me up right now. I don't. Yeah, they locked it in jungle. So yeah, Hotsmores knows something I don't, Cam, and that's not uncommon. I don't know everything, but uh, got nothing for you there in that jungle position. But Lillian should be running the map here into Kiana, which is the opposite of what we wanted from Degenerates draft.
I mean, perhaps, right? But you do have a very powerful matchup for Degenerates in the top lane. You have a set into Sion. I don't think Lilia can ever gank that lane ever, even if it is a Kiana up there to match your gank. It's just set, he's gonna ult Sion, onto the top of your head, and whether he's dead, whether he's not, he's gonna do a lot of damage just because he's probably gonna build tank unless he's going the mythical I don't want to say it. Lethality Sion. If we see a lethality Sion, I will be impressed. I will be
Like
more
inting
impressed
Sion.
if it's a lethality Caitlyn. Now, if you get both of them lethality, I I'm gonna be mind blown. But most likely not. Most likely. Most likely.
That's when you start seeing the Ramesses and stuff come out, right? The Malphites. You're like, I'm not dealing with this lethality. We're not gonna deal with that. Misfortune coming out. Amumu is gonna be that support. Mumu is very scary right now. I can't stress this enough. And in fact, with a Mumu paired with MF, that might just win Degens the game alone. That's so strong. But Lilia, we already talked about it a couple times. Great jungler for that 3v3 down bot side. And so often in the meta right now, it doesn't come down to a 2v2, right? It doesn't come down to lanes. It comes down to that 3v3, 4v4, even 5v5 skirmishes. You talk about like 8 minute
Yeah.
teleport uh, fiascos that we see in pro play happens in diamond just as much, right? Everybody picks up teleport and decides, hey, we're going to take this tower now, and they all teleport down bot side. And Miss Fortune and Mumu are going to run those situations. They're absolutely dominant in those scenarios. So hopefully it gets some mileage for Degenerates. I'd love to see them take a game in this series. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, and one more thing that I do want to mention as we go into Spectator Lake here, you see an Orianna, or at least I see an Orianna. First thing I think is what wombo combo can she go with on her team? On this team, she does not have one with her jungler, which is the most unfortunate thing, as Kiana doesn't really have a wombo combo with anyone, right? But you have an Amumu ult, you have a Set ult, you have a Misfortune ult, and an Orianna ult. Those are four massive teamfight ultimates. That's one of those situations where you land one, you're gonna land the rest, and then you're gonna have an MF on top of it for the damage. It's going to be massive as well, just buffed up with a Mumu passive on Orianna, right? It's just that is the wombo combo to watch out for. Degenerates on Lotus doesn't really have the same threat potential, but still, it's just you get a Caitlyn ahead, she can headshot you from 3 miles away. You get a Lily ahead, she's gonna sleep your whole team, and you can't even get your wombo combo off. You get a Morgana ahead, and you're not gonna be able to move with Qs or a Black Shield. So it's much more an individual style Lotus team. Comp and Degenerates is all let's work together, let's land our CC, let's find these kills.
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to it. But we're going to cut to that spectator delay break here before going into game two. Don't change the channel. Excellency Heavy League will be right back.
XLNC, we are back, baby. Degenerates on the red side, Lotus on the blue, and man, am I excited for this DGS bot lane, man.
Oh yeah, we've got the Amumu, we've got the Misfortune, we have the Wombo between the two of them, not even including the rest of their team, right? You land one ult, you're gonna land the other ult, especially if it is the Amumu ult first, as not quite the same 5 point we saw in game 1. Bossy is actually hovering around Hot S'mores instead of that top tri brush, so they don't actually know if Accelerate is in that bush, so we might just have to be forced to walk around the long way, but it does look like Hot S'mores most likely starting that blue buff like I did talk about.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think that's probably the best way to start it, honestly. No aggressiveness, really. You only honestly really see it more, with the hooks. I mean, honestly, no, I guess that doesn't really count as a hook. But, I mean, the double Q could do some real massive damage there, if landed properly. But, I mean, I guess they're not really looking. I guess it's just not worth the risk, honestly, and that's all right. So yeah, both blue start. I'm actually again excited to see this Qiyana jungle. Are you familiar with Qiyana jungle?
Did play Qiyana jungle when she was first released, when she could actually clear in a half decent time before all of her nerfs that all new champions always get, right? But no, I haven't played her in well over a year, and definitely not in the jungle. I haven't seen her in the jungle as well in well over a year, but hopefully Hot S'mores can put on a heavy or very good Qiyana game for us, as I'm just excited to see it as you are.
Yeah, especially with the set, the Wombo combo looks really serious there. Mr. Kiwi has a lot of work, and I really want to see how the new Q interacts as well. Alistair, ooh, speaking of that Q, that is a whiff there. Actually, blue side winning the bot lane there. I guess using the Caitlyn long range there, plus the range from Morgana makes it a little bit easier to win that early advantage there. Yeah, but like I was saying, I want to really see how the cleanse and how that black shield's really going to interact with Amumu's double Q, and then later in the game ult.
Yeah, that black shield is going to be very crucial depending on who Mr. Kiwi puts it on, right? You could put it on Alistair if it is just the 2v2, or if not, Yoshi comes in the bot lane for a 3v3, you could potentially put it on him as well. And I mean, if JBL is there, you're almost 100% going to be putting it on him, especially after game 1. Some very heavy trading there in the top lane. Accelerate taking a large chunk of his damage. Hot S'mores could look for a dive up there.
He still has a flash though. Oh, nope, he just used it there. That's a big wave. This may be pretty good. The Q is dropped there. He's gonna look for the face breaker. Nope, uses the passive onto the 2 towers. Gonna waste away. There's the face breaker there. Shield is being an proc there.
Oh.
Just get the haymaker flash. That was too clean. Plus the Hot S'mores gank. That was so fast. Blink and you missed it. First blood.
Blink and you miss it. That is the power of Hot S'mores on this Qiyana right there, picking himself up first blood. You might have doubted this Qiyana jungle. You're not down him anymore. That you crash 3 waves, you find the gank, and now you have a 2v2.
Yeah, that was way too clean there. Even with it being warded, my man was not ready for it at all. So that is a really good start, getting in that serrated Dirk as well. That's a really nice start there for Qiyana. She may start looking for some invasion there, start trying to pick off Lilia, and Yoshi may have to be a little careful here. Earth Dragon will be the first dragon spawning in about 40 seconds.
Yeah, Mountain Dragon is one of those stronger early game dragons, much stronger than the Cloud that we saw in game 1, because of course, when you get a Cloud, usually you don't even have level 6 for ultimate CD to even matter, but with a Mountain, a little bit extra tankiness can let you stay in lane for maybe that one extra wave that lets you get an extra item, and it's just these little tiny micro or even macro decisions that can get you ahead in this early game, as Hot S'mores once again or down in CS even just a little bit, but that's just because of the gank. He's still going to be up in XP. He's still going to be up in gold against not Yoshi, who's just forced to farm until level 6 in Hot S'mores. He's still trying to look for these ganks around the bot lane.
Yeah, that was a really nice vision control, being able to secure the scuttle, and also just having another ward on top of the precaution, just to give you even more information. Looks like Yoshi's actually going to go for the invade here with the ward coverage really being nice over for blue side. He's gonna just get one, but hey, that's one more in the pocket, little extra gold, you know? Not gonna make too much of a difference, but I like that. I like the try.
I mean, that one is more of like a mental game than a gold or like a League of Legends game, right? It's just, you got the chicken, you stole it away. It might only be like, what, 20 gold? I don't know exactly how much one chicken is worth, but it's worth it for the mental, and you also, more importantly, see exactly where Hot S'mores is. You see him on the top side, that means bot lane, they can do whatever they want. They decided to recall, but they could have got provision. They could have potentially looked for a dive depending on where the wave was set, and Accelerate knows he's still sitting level 5 up here in the top lane. Bossy the Cat sitting level 6 if he does want to potentially look for another dive with Hot S'mores. Unfortunately, neither of them have flash. Wait a couple minutes if they do want to make the double flash play again.
Yeah, oh man, that was a lot there. And I can't believe you got that all in one breath. That was awesome. Checking back over, Lost Chapter is picked up there for Cool Crab, so gonna be a little chilling there for the lane, make it a little bit easier. Already was in the pocket. Doesn't give lead advantage here, so now Victor with their Lost Chapter being picked up there. That is gonna be a really good pickup. Bowling ball being landed over at Not Yoshi. Not 6 though. Still can't get it. Here comes the TP coming in over from the boss, but it's gonna land right on the trap. So just gonna give the forced retreat there. So not too bad of a loss there.
Yeah, that was a zoning TP from Bossy the Cat, right? He got Not Yoshi away from his bot lane. He allowed his bot lane to live, and he is going to lose a few tower plates up on the top side, but you're losing it to a Scion. It's not something like a Kale who's going to be scaling massively. No, he's a very strong low econ champ for a good reason, right? So even if he does have a little bit of extra gold, extra plates in his pocket, it's not going to be as big of a deal as if Not Yoshi just found a double kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, that is definitely potentially way worse than just a couple plates and a little bit of money in the pocket of Cyan. Does pick up a plate. Hot S'mores was there to kind of stop more of the shove, and I mean it's not in a bad spot. Gonna lose a little bit of the minions, but that should Bashy should be able to catch it there and just get back to work as soon as he gets back up there. Does get Phage as well in the pocket too. Bombing Cinder over for Scion respectively. So a little bit of tank. Oh man,
Brimstone
getting caught up here. Doesn't get the trap CC chain up. Oh, 6 and the train is there, accelerating on through, picking up one for his bot lane, making a way better TP play there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Accelerate. He sees Bossy's TP play. He's like, all right, you can TP down. I'll take a plate for myself. You didn't even get a kill. Accelerate TP's down. He doesn't even have to flash. He finds her kill for himself and Bossy. He's still gonna get one, maybe 2 plates, but it's not nearly as worth as Accelerate made it seem like.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Checking over, I think, nope, no buff, so it could have been a lot better. But with that play there, Hot S'mores on Dragon, taking a little bit of time here, though. Amumu with the assist and on the way. I like the vision there. Checking on the cam now.
We have a beautiful replay of just the train running straight into Grimstone's head. I mean, unfortunately he isn't using one of the Amumu skins that make him seem like an object. Nah, he's just a little fireball running around the rift. He's a very sad fireball, which, I mean, tears and fire doesn't really seem like a good combo, but it's a very cute skin.
They're hot tears. They're lava tears.
Oh yes, yes.
I always, honestly, I always consider them, Amumu's one of my favorite champs, so I always considered it being magical tears, so I always feel like that, you know what I'm saying, that could hurt you anyway, right? It's just some weird magic. That's how I always considered what it is. Because it always made me weird that him crying on you did damage.
Yeah, he just cries and deals damage. That's just how tears always work, except usually it's not to other people, as he's... That right there's the power of the Morgana. Caitlyn as Hot S'mores. Man, that's unfortunate right there in the middle.
That was so close there. Dropping out and having to use a supreme display of talent. Unfortunately, it would have been so much better if landed there. But gets the forces the flash and the TP as well. So I mean, Quiana's R will be back before JVL's flash will. So hopefully she will be able to get a rotate and make a play there.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the second that Hot S'mores did hit that level 6, he went for the flash play, which is exactly what you need to do on Kiana to try and get ahead on this very early game focused champion as bot lane.
Coming on in, R is being landed. Curse of the sad money with the bullet time, but it's not enough. Bullet ball gonna be landed there, putting him back to sleep. Orianna with the TP coming on in and trying to pick something there.
Oh, no.
There
Oh,
with
no.
the trap, with the ace, triple kill. What a shot, what a play.
What a play. That was the best possible scenario for the Degenerates bot lane. You hit the Curse of the Sad Mummy straight into the bullet time on all 3 members that were trying to gank you, and then MF, she just gets blown up. Where did she go? I don't know, but that's just the sad reality of AD carries right now in the meta. And then Amumu, he was left all alone, and then Orianna, absolutely huge ultimate, and then she just walked right into a trap.
Yeah. It was so close and so far, like you said. That was the best timeline there. As we get onto the replay with the pick there for Kui, I don't know if she's gonna be able to get away with it.
Yeah, no, you see already the double kill coming out for Alistar. He's already way too huge. Here comes the shockwave here in just a second, but unfortunately it's just Cool Crab not really allowed to play League of Legends once he lands that, or once he walks into that trap, as we still have outside 1v1.
Rampage.
And oh man,
Wow.
Alistair's climbing him on that rampage. 4-0 right now, really showing a mean performance bot side. With the rotate. Mr. Kiwi, what are you doing topside?
Yeah, Mr. Kiwi, he's like, all right, Alistar, he's in 4-0-1. He's got a 450 shutdown on his head. He's nearing 8 CS a minute as well, just completely on his own. I don't need to be top lane. Let's go try and make a play topside. Now, Yoshi picking up for Mr. Kiwi.
Made it there with the bullet ball landing. Oh man, they made that look too easy there.
Yeah, with that, now you can see the CS per minute. Alistar actually sitting just behind JVL, but still another gank in the bot lane.
Drops down the net, puts down the hook, and gets away with 1! Wow! No way! That was too clean there.
Man, that was almost like XFN Saver level right there on the Kale, and that was insane. You were not supposed to win a 1v1 against a Kiana. She didn't have flash, but she hit her ultimate on you, and you should just be dead. Yes, you were 4-0-1, but still, that's an AD carry versus a very strong assassin, and still, Alistar is able to find it for himself.
That was a insane play. Alistair making ADC look easy right now, sitting at that 0-1 right now. 110. Gale Force wasn't even available. Neither was, by the way. Just want to let you guys know on that. That was all just a beautiful skill there, man. Really nice work on the Caitlyn there.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. As unfortunately, you cannot see items on the stream, I don't believe, but Alistair does currently have Gale Force. JVL does have, what is it called? Luden's Tempest for himself, matched by Cool Crab's Luden's Tempest. And now, just as I said, I was about to say those are the only mythics in the game, and then Bossy and Dark Rivers just bought Gore Drinker and Gale Force for themselves.
So starting to get a little more even there, a bit. But Sion still without his, so his resistances aren't fully there as of right now, let alone the damages. So we'll see if that really matters as we get over to the second drag as of right now. It's headed over to the side of DGS. I don't think they're going to test it. Is that the reset? Oh, no, slight reset. Ooh, Kiwi Crab picking up 1 there. JVL putting on the work, but it's not going to be enough there. But here comes the trade. He's going to whiff it on through the ace of the hole over onto Grimstone, and he just tags on over. It's not going to be enough, though. So it is going to be a 1-for-2, but drag pickup. So I guess not too bad on the side of DGS. It could have been worse.
Yeah, it absolutely could have been worse. Once again, Degen's putting their names in the books here for this early game. Once again, finding the 2 early game dragons despite a gold deficit. Yes, you're down 4,000 gold, but you also still have such a strong win condition in that dragon soul, right? It will be an ocean soul again here, so that is not a cloud soul, which does mean it can actually play a role in winning the games. You saw Bassi, he was left alone in the top lane long enough to take first tower for the side of Degen's as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a little more worth in the pocket. I want to touch onto these early dragons. I feel like a big issue is picking up these early dragons. Sure, this secures you a early dragon soul, but that's if you can get all 4. Also, you getting the 2 random dragons, you get a slight buff to armor and attack damage for this round. But if you secure all 4, you get such a huge buff plus soul. I feel like it really makes a bit of a difference. It's a little bit of a risk, but if you can take control right around this time now, around the 20-minute mark, and secure those 4 dragons, sure, you have a late soul, but I feel like it's a stronger soul.
Yeah, a perhaps 4 dragon ocean soul is stronger than just a 2, but still having 1 infernal and 1 mountain gives you that little bit of extra damage and tankiness that you do need, and then on top of that, you got double healing. So it's really just what stat do you want to stack? Do you want 1 of the damage and 1 of the mountain, or do you just want all healing, as there's so many fights?
Brimstone picking up a little bit of damage there. Hot S'more's gonna try to get away, but the Not Yoshi's going to burn him away with that dot damage.
Yeah, the little bit of burn there from Not Yoshi. The Andres here now being completed, as he really wants to yoink these chickens away.
Chickens. I think he got some.
Yeah, he definitely did get a few more chickens than he did in the first invade, as this mid tower here is about to go down for Degenerates. I'm just worried if Dark Reverence and Groomstart are going to be ganked here.
Maybe looking like it. Not Yoshi is going to summon Herald here. Ooh. I am frozen as well.
Alright, the game has frozen. My Wi-Fi has infected everyone here.
Oh.
Maybe we're
Oh,
perhaps. Never mind. Let's go.
That does land over for Shelly, putting on the damages, but the tower is still up. Victor did push on through. Bullet time is going to land there. Dark Reverence is going to pick up 1 hourglass for Not Yoshi. Is going to be proc. Accelerates passive is going off. He's going to try to trade it. He does get the trade, but Caitlyn gets traded as well, so she has to sit there for a bit. Mamumu going to land over for JVL. The double stun is going to be there. No, that was sick. What a chain, and that is a flip.
That is the flip, the massive shutdown falling from Alistair, finally going over to Degens. They're closing the gold lead. It is only 2,000, the smallest it has been throughout this entire game 2 of this Block 3 series, and now they're looking to hopefully find this next dragon here in just over 90 seconds, but we have another 1v1.
Yoshi with the bowling ball does miss the cube there with the bowling balls. Does land the second one. Damage over time is ticking. Leandre is gonna burn. Cool Crab is just gonna try and get away right now. Swirl Seed was dropped, but I think that was for for the Raptors there. Hot S'mores in the back, but I don't think they're gonna push forward with the invade there, as we have a minute left for this Ocean.
I do want to point out, in that 1v1 right there in the mid lane, Cool Crab was sitting on 2,500 gold in his pocket. He now gets to spend it. He had only 1 item before. He only had Ludens. Now he has the completed Zanyas, as well as completed Sorcerers, as well as half of his next item in this team fight for this next Ocean Dragon. The Ocean Soul point for Degens on top of that Cool Crab. You gotta watch out for this Orianna, damn. She's gonna be huge.
Yeah, it is really huge. The vision over on the side of Lotus as well, as we have 23 left. We're going to check over to the jungle fight.
Yeah, you see this fight up here in the top side. Again, this is what turned it around for Degens, but unfortunately we're about to have yet another fight for this bottom, our Ocean Soul point.
Hot S'mores is looking around. Red side does have the advantage once Dragon is spawned. Lotus is going to have to approach a little bit, but the vision is a little lacking there. Swirl Seed is going to go for the bowling ball. Oh, misses the bush there a bit. Dropping the cube, but it lands on the boss, so it's not too much there. Going to have to wait for cooldowns there. All sitting on a vision ward as well.
They don't know it.
There's going to be a long dance here for a bit. Degen does have a slight advantage here, but they don't know how to really approach it. Lotus is gonna cause the aggro to land over for Degen, so this is positive. They're gonna have to retreat back their advantage here. Dancing back on, reset back for Ocean here. Ward check over for Degen there. That's really good. Swirl does land onto Groomstone, but it's only one.
Look
It's
at
gonna
the
be
waves.
on this
Look at the
blast
flash.
you, and it's a whiff, and Groomstone is gonna pay for it dearly. Kiwiism is there. The ult over from Oriana is there, and the train is there. Bossy the boss taking way too much damage. Throws out the haymaker, but it's not enough.
Hot s'mores.
Coming on through Hot S'mores. It's gonna be cooked as they rotate that Dragon Soul over to the side of Lotus.
Oh no, that was the worst possible scenario for Degens right after they had the best possible scenario in the team fight up in the top lane, right? Groomstone, he saw the engage. He went for it. He saw the flash. And then when he flashed in, I don't even know what happened. The ultimate was just a second later, and that second gave Lotus enough time to walk away, and no one was hit. There was no follow-up, and Groomstone, one of the main engage sources for Degens, just immediately going down, right? And now we get to see the replay of it here, and Groomstone, you can see he's hovering it, he's looking for it, he's really hoping to find this engage. All 4 members of Lotus on the bot side, you can see them over the Ward and Accelerate just sitting in that bush. Ocean Dragon does get procced, it does a little bit of damage, and then just, gets reset. And while this replay is going, the Baron was taken by the side of Lotus, but still, it's just a massive battle. Groomstone goes in, you see it does not have an ultimate pop immediately, and once he does, he just goes taken down immediately.
You wanted Morgana or the Deer, and it's split right there for him there. Honestly, I feel like he should have flash ulted instead of trying to go for the Q flash, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, and then once Groomstone fell, it was just like, well, there goes our main engage. I guess we just lose the team fight now. Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate. The thing is, if they followed up there, they would have also just fell like dominoes as well. So I understand the pause and the hesitation. It's just a little unfortunate for Groomstone there. Honestly though, if that landed, they would have still continued on the best timeline as of right now. But they are right now on the worst timeline. It's crazy how it shifts that quick, huh?
Yeah, before that team fight, I think Degens were sitting around 2,000 gold down, now sitting 4,000 gold down as Hot S'mores forced to flash over that wall just from the sheer presence of Accelerate as Alistair.
Oh my god, the damage is there. Dark Reverence having to retreat back on 93 HP. Do have the Candy Minion here with the Baron passive. It's real serious. There goes the beautiful traps here. I gotta say, this Caitlyn skin is real sexy with the traps. They're just diamonds on top of it.
Yes, Hot S'mores, man, you're gonna give me a heart attack. He's been fighting over these wolves for the past 45 seconds and almost died for them multiple times. He only has Eclipse on this Kiana right now. Does not have Zanya's or any other defensive item. Meanwhile, not Yoshi. He has Leandre's on top of Zanya's, on top of a Kindle Gem, on top of an Amplifying Tome. This Lilia is secretly big. Not as big as Cool Crab is over there on the Oriana, but still, if you try and fight this Lilia, especially in a 1v1 like Hot S'mores was trying to do, you're gonna take a lot more damage than you originally thought.
Oh, with the ace in the hole, Alistair picking them off. Yet again, 8-1 right now. Going back over to the replay.
Is there a replay? There's a team fight.
We got a team fight going on in. Accelerate will go on in. There goes the slam from the boss with the super punch. Hourglass is going to be landed. Bulletstorm putting on the damages there. Getting the double kill with the defense. Cool Crab going to have to rotate back and have to heal back up. And I think they're going to be able to save their base from that siege right there.
Yeah, just about able to live it, right, Degens? They get the 2 for 2, and in a 2 for 2 at this point in the game, or no, it wasn't even a 2 for 2, it was just a 2 for 1. Groomstone giving his life for 2 of the top laners as Alistair taking out real low.
They're trying to go on through with the Gale Force movement. It's not going to be enough. JVL dropping down the gravity field does trap Quiana there. Kiwi does get it. The ult is not gonna land in. There the
Shield?
ignite plus the shield, but it's not enough.
Oh,
Go flash forward with the laser to put her down.
oh my gosh, JVL with the manly flash forward. He was not going to let her live. Absolutely not. Hot S'mores, there was no chance you were going to make it out. You landed all the perfect CC on the Hot S'mores. He still kills your support. And JBL is just like, nah, man, nah, you're going to die for that. I don't care about the flash.
After that sacrifice, that would have been a little upsetting to watch Hot S'mores get away with that. That would have been awesome on the side of Hot S'mores, but that was really disrespectful.
I mean, Hot S'mores at this point, 50-50 plays for Degens are the best possible plays that they can go for. When they are fighting under their towers, you can count that as a 6th member if it is coming down to these team fights, right? So the best case scenario for this point is fighting underneath these inhibitor towers, and you did get to see that they have picked up all these shutdowns. Once again, JVL only one left remaining in Dark Reverence. I believe picked up at least 2 or 3 for himself. So now MF once again scaling up. You see, she has Gale Force, she has Collector, she has a BF sword and a pickaxe. So almost 3 items now, just a little bit behind of Alistar, who does have 3 items and a half for himself. But still, Dark Reverence trying to make it back into this game will eventually outscale Alistar.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, they're in this choke point as of right now. Batsky's taking way too much damage. Gravity Field going on in, and it's saving his life. Oriana does drop the ult, but it's not enough. Here he comes, Groomstone with the sad mummy ult, but it's not enough. It's such a flip. Accelerate, charging on through, moving forward, picking up Hot S'mores there. With the Gale Force, Dark Reverence trying to make their last stand, but it's not going to be enough. Yoshi's just going to trot on through, regroup with the team, and I think this is going to be mid and inhib.
Yeah, the 4-for-1 in the favor of Lotus, right? That could very well be the end of the game here. You still have 26 seconds left on Dark Reverence. Cool Crab, he has no flash, he has no shockwave. He's not really able to protect these Nexus towers, but it does look like Lotus, they're gonna play it safe. They know that they're very far ahead right now, sitting at just under, I believe that's 8,000 gold in their favor. So they can look to take the Baron or just look to take this top lane tower.
Now get Baron.
Yeah.
Oh, they might reset here, which I mean is like the even safer play, because now the entire side of DGS has now respawned, so they can spend that extra money that they have in the pocket, finish out these items, get some wards as well, and the little elixirs, and then yeah, they should be charging straight to the Baron and calling this game 2 in the bag.
Yeah, if there is a 5v5 right now, just at the Baron pit, depending on how much damage Degenerates can force Lotus to take from the Baron, that's just extra damage that they can put in their pockets. Very similar to that fighting under a turret, right? It's just, you have to be able to juggle the Baron aggro, right? You can't be having an auto U, and you have to be able to land your perfect CC teamfight ultimates. You still have an insane wombo combo. Cool Crab, he's only been scaling on this Oriana, sitting at 3.5 items now. Biggest member on the side of Degenerates, just above Dark Reverence, now making a little bit more for himself here as well, just now finishing his IE.
Yeah, checking on over to it. This is getting really, really far ahead. Almost, checking on. Fast he does bring him on, brings Accelerate on in, so that does give him the information of both top sides. Rotation over to Baron right now.
Baron.
Ward puts down the pink as well, and now Baron is just gonna get burned away. 8,000 is left, set 6,000, and it's getting burned faster than I can say it. Looking over at it, there's no contest at all. Cool Crab was trying, but just too little, too late there, and that is gonna be the free second Baron as well over for Lotus's side.
Yeah, Cool Crab, he committed his shockwave to that. That was an entire ultimate on your most fed member to try and steal away a Baron. Unfortunately, Hot S'mores was not quite there on the same page, I think, of the book to play for a steal. So Cool Crab, luckily his ultimate is not very long and is going to be back up here in just over 30 seconds. But if there is a team fight in the next 30 seconds, you are missing your shockwave.
Yeah, that is a, like you said, big damage there over for the side of DGS. So they should keep it cool. Gale Force pushing forward, getting real aggressive, does get the hour. 5. Alistair does get one, but it's not going to be enough. Hot S'mores is going to trade themselves there as well. But with this Baron buff, they should be able to close out. Cool Crab gets one for themselves, and that's going to be the 3-for-2 trade. Definitely not worth on the side of DGS.
I mean, JVL, he just played that so well. He knew all he had to do was keep Cool Crab out of the fight, meanwhile here in the bot lane.
Yep, gets a nice pick up there, and I think that is it for game 2 as these inhibs are starting to get pushed on through.
Yeah, 3 inhibs now taken. You gotta get that stat page. We learned this on Weekly Word, right? Inhibs taken. Somehow the lowest score on almost every team. So if you can 3 inhibitor, we've learned this now. You should 3 inhibitor. Shockwave, very nicely blocked by Black Shield right there, but still not the end of game 2 here. Degens just hold on to that last Nexus tower, the only tower standing between themselves and losing their Nexus.
Yeah, that was way too close of a call. They're going to be able to keep themselves afloat now for a little bit and pick up a little bit extra gold. Gale Force moving forward though, but just drops the Q and walks away. Mr. Kiwi doesn't even look back.
I do want to point out here that Accelerate, he's sitting on 2 items, one of them being that Sunfire Aegis, right? Second one is actually Hullbreaker. Hullbreaker being that very anti-team fight ultimate, so you can tell Lotus, they are really not trying to team fight. They know that a direct 5v5 is still a losable point in this game, depending on how many CC ultimates Degens land. It is still winnable for them no matter how far behind they get, just because of how strong their ultimates can be with CA. So Accelerate deciding to build fully for the split push win condition that he can be, just knowing that if he is split pushing, there shouldn't be a team fight, and if there isn't a team fight, then Degens can't play to that specific win con.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate there, and that sole point just can't even be contested there at all. And that is 7.5 health on the side of Lotus, just coming back for free. Mid inhib is going to respawn here. Gone as soon as it's respawned here. Super minions all in the base, and there's not much DGS can do to stop this structure destruction.
Yeah, and I mean, man, Hot S'mores, he bought the Banshees, and then it just immediately gets popped though. Not Yoshi Flash.
Full grab getting caught up. There goes the tilting sleeve, and she is knocked out. Bullet time does land over Mr. Kiwi, does drop the hourglass, does negate a lot of damage. Groomstone trying to put something with the CC on, but it's just not enough. This steer is taking names right now with the double. Accelerate pushing out, taking out the terror as well. Fountain push done, and they get it, and that is the 5-man ace.
The first ace of this game, too. I'm not sure if it's the first ace of this series, but of at least game 2. Lotus finds it. Lotus finds the 2-0 of tonight so far. But yet again, we still are going to have a game 3 here, just in case DJ's able to make it a 2-1.
That was insane there, man. 2-0 right now. You got to be feeling the mode a little bit. It's got to be a little hard right now. But honestly, the games have not been that bad. It's just been some slight mistakes, a little slight communication that really just kind of sets the scales a little more towards the side of Lotus. And honestly, it being the first team, you can't be too mad with that. But it's 2-0 right now. You got to pick it up, and you got to step it up right now. This is match point. You don't want to lose it out like this.
Yeah, Degens, they don't look like a team that should be going to or 0-2 right now. They look like they should at least be able to take 1 game, if not 2, but now we know that it's not going to be 2. But even then, we still do have to wait for this game 3 here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, hopefully, for a Degens 2-1.